Welcome to Offbeat, the light side of law enforcement, part of the Treehouse Podcast Network. On today's show, we'll hear about dog CPR. Would be a good learning show. So we got dog CPR, priesthood. I can't wait. Dancing in underwear. Yeah, that goes. Yeah, never mind.
Hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how we tie these together. Who knows what else we'll get into. Steve here, co-host for today, Detective Curtis Hadley.
Glad to be here, guys.
And we've got two guests join us in the studio today. We've got Officer Jimmy Polyak.
Steve, good to be here. Curtis.
And we're also joined by Officer Brad Sims.
Hey, good to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for being here, gentlemen. Curtis, anything new in your world?
Not what we got a new chief.
You got a new chief?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really.
Congratulations to Chief Eddie Garcia.
That's just one more thing we have stole from Dallas.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even know that had been made official.
Yeah, it came out yesterday and official. Yeah.
Yeah, it was official.
No, 100%
yesterday.
official yesterday. So.
And so I guess Fort Worth, your recruiting is incredibly powerful.
Well, it is, but I mean, this is like the second short bald guy we're going to have in a row. But hey, I hope it works out, man. Love you, Eddie.
I think you guys will enjoy having Chief Eddie over there. Now, last week's episode, number 65, we had one of our guests, Josh Van Brunt, was here.
Mm-hmm.
Something Josh failed to mention on the show is that he's actually part of the Fort Worth Police Department Pipes and Drum Group.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually, after the show, gave us a couple of coins from the Fort Worth Police Department Pipes and Drums. You know, unusual coins, I will say. But he's got one that's a bagpiper and one that's a little drummer guy. They're metal figurines, kind of. So
special thanks to the beaters and blowers out there for giving us all the garb, man. It's pretty good stuff. You can't call him a drummer boy. That'd be Christmas. That's a drummer man.
Drummer man,
because his kill's a little longer. That's how you know.
Well, here and actually in this one, you can see the drum. You can't even see the kilt.
That could be a problem.
Yeah, that's. I mean, even if you turn around, no, okay.
Don't turn around.
Don't look at the back. Okay, let's get into this. Now, Jimmy, you are currently an officer, correct?
That's correct.
And where do you work?
So I'm currently assigned to the Vice Unit in Fort Worth.
All right.
And I've been there for about 5 years now.
Oh, very good. 5 years total in Fort Worth or 5 years total in Vice?
13 total in Fort Worth. I spent 5 years in patrol, and then I spent some time in narcotics, a little bit of time in criminal tracking unit, and now Vice.
Very good.
So had a good time.
Well, and Brad, what about you? You work at Fort Worth also?
Yes, I'm Fort Worth. Been in for 14 years. I did 5 years in patrol, about a year in K9, and 7 years or so in Vice. And now I'm currently still kind of attached to Vice, but I do the permits for SOBs, which is sexually oriented businesses.
I'm glad you said that because I was thinking, those son of a bitches.
It goes both ways.
Well, okay, yeah. Again, going back to hand in hand.
Yeah.
Right? Curtis, you used to be attached to Vice also.
These were my Vice brothers, man.
Yes, sir.
We did some shenanigans.
Some stories.
We did some shenanigans, and we were over there.
We all know where the bodies are buried.
Yeah, they're still shallow graves, but they're buried.
All right, yeah. Let's not elaborate on that one.
Well, they say I still got the shovel.
Okay, well, let's dive into some of these stories. And I have a feeling, since you guys showed up with a list of stories today, these are, with the titles you guys brought me, I can almost assume these are Vice related.
I would say
Most
majority
of
of
them.
them.
Some of them.
One of mine's a good patrol story. Two of mine are a good patrol story.
Well, Jimmy, let's start off with you, and we probably just need to go ahead and get this one over here. That way we can continue on with our normal format. But let's. I understand you've got a story about a priest.
I do. So, as part of our duties in Vice, we do human trafficking details where we our unit will get hotel rooms, and then we'll hit the escort pages, and we'll call in escorts to our rooms, make deals with them for prostitution and other assorted penal code offenses. And then, we'll have a takedown team come in, take them into custody. Then they'll be interviewed by our human trafficking unit and try to see if there's any human trafficking involved. And so while we were preparing for one of these details, my lieutenant came into the office while we were searching the escort pages for ads for us to call over the weekend. And he comes up and he sits down and he said, Polyak, he said, I bet you can't make a case this weekend while dressed as a Catholic priest.
Oh,
and I said, I bet you I can.
Game on.
Yes.
So I immediately got on Amazon, right? And I got the black shirt with the collar. And my wife went out. She got me some rosary.
So the wife's in on this too.
Absolutely.
I told her what I was doing. So she went. I think she went to some Christian bookstore. She got a set of rosaries, and I even had some Catholic officers show me. I'm a Baptist, so I had them show me how to do the sign of the cross. And
yes.
And then on the night of the detail, I got dressed up. I mean, I had slacks on. I put the collar on. I put the shirt on with the collar. I set the room up. I had a Bible laying out, a rosary, and I had my hair slicked over. I mean, I looked the part. And so I was able to get somebody up to the room. And so I'm waiting in the room. I hear a knock on the door, and I go over and answer it, and she freaks out. And she goes, "Oh my gosh!" She wasn't expecting a Catholic
Father
priest
O'Malley
on the other side of the door, right? And so I said, "What? You've never been with the priest before?" And she goes, "No." So I said, "Well, come on in." And so we come in, and she thinks this is a setup. I mean, she's looking in the bathroom, under the bed. She's trying to figure out what's going on here. So we sit down, and then I start going into some story about how I'm out of town for some convention for priests from Lubbock, Texas, right? And
you just grabbed Lubbock out of the air.
The story, and I said, but I have a problem. And she goes, "What?" I goes, "Well, I like to have sex with women. And of course, in my profession, that's a problem. We're supposed to be celibate, right?" And she's like, "Okay." And she's still trying to figure out if I'm real or not. And so, I kind of tell her at that point, I only do this when I'm out of town. I can't do this when I'm in Lubbock because I might get caught by one of my parishioners. And so
he's pouring it on thick.
Then I start crying, Steve. And I got crocodile
the onion oil helps, man.
Like I'm so ashamed.
Keep in mind,
doing.
we're all in the tech room watching this live.
I'd be falling out.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, including the lieutenant. And I understand later he was looking at it going, "I can't believe he did it. I can't believe he did it." And he's like, "Well, you dared him to." But anyway, so I start crying, right? And she goes, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I just want to have sex with a woman. That's all I want to do. I just want to be touched by a woman. And she goes, "Oh, thank God. I thought you wanted like some butt stuff or something." And I said, "No,
I'm not perverted.
I just want to have sex with a woman." So I said, I said, you said the price was, I think it was like $200 or something. I got up, handed her the money, then gave the takedown signal. Well, when CTU came into the room, Raina,
they're all shaking their heads.
Raina's the first one in the room, and he goes, "Ma'am, stand up, what the?" No one had told him that I was dressed as a priest.
Raina is
Catholic.
Raina's Catholic. So about 30 minutes later, Raina sends me a text, and he goes, "Is nothing sacred to you?" And I said, "Man, I'm a Baptist, not a Catholic." So, anyways, that's my priesthood.
I do remember you were laying on thick with her, trying to get her. But I was like, when you're like, "I've got this problem, like just one thing I need, and that's a woman's touch," and she's like, "Okay." It's like Like, I'm not perverted. I'm just a priest. Okay.
And when CT came in to take her to cuss, I don't even think she knew what happened.
No,
She was trying to process like, what? I was with the priest. Now I'm in cuffs. What's going on? I mean,
Ma'am,
YMCA. Where's the cowboy?
It was a good story. Made for a good video too.
Man, we're gonna have to enhance this charge because you were willing to have sex with a priest. I mean, that's wrong on so many levels.
Yeah, it's like you offended God here, okay?
Yeah, we're charging you with Bible verse number. Yeah. Okay.
All 10 commandments.
Actually, what made that story kind of even funnier is right before that.
There's more to this. Okay.
Right before that, another officer had made a deal, and they had like this. It's like fake weed. Okay, so when you light it up, it smells like weed. So the whole room stunk like cannabis.
Yeah.
When she came in there, I'm a Catholic priest. So
all I do is smoke pot.
there were several warning signs there, I guess. I was trying to open up the windows to air out the room.
And you got to keep it as that we used to do them a lot. So we had to try to spice our side of it up because I mean, it's our job, but we still want to try to have a little bit of fun when we're doing it.
Hey, absolutely. Again, like we've said on the show many times before, hey, if you're not having fun, then it's just work. Nobody likes to work. You might as well have fun while you're doing it.
Yep.
That was just one of the lieutenant's dares.
There was another one on that list where he dared me to do something. So
now, did you get anything? Did you get anything back for winning this?
No.
No steak dinner, nothing.
Just bragging rights.
Just bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
Okay.
And,
These are stories that the young guys will be telling years after. It's like, man, y'all remember that guy Pollock? He dressed up like a priest.
We remember Wayne Menzies was with us on that one. He came in and he goes, Pollock, in all my years in undercover work, no one's ever gotten a case dressed like a priest before. So
we take a
Fort Worth PD
we take a snapshot of the things that we do crazy, and the pictures of them are on our desk. So so somebody that's not in Vice comes in the Vice room and there's all these weird pictures on our desk, and they're like, what is going on with these pictures? And it's like, well, each one is a story.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Jimmy's got a photo of himself dressed up as a priest.
Father O'Malley.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, Brad, geez, man, we're gonna follow up a priesthood story like that. But
it's tough to follow.
Now I understand back, and I'm assuming this was in your patrol days. You told me that you have had to respond to a large animal call that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, Steve. There was I got a call that I guess somebody had called in that a neighbor's horse, I guess, which was a stud, had jumped the fence trying to get to his mare. And so I show up and I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do with this? So I asked the guy if he had a lasso, and he's like, yeah, I do. And I used to do a little roping back in the day. So I lassoed the horse, and I had the great idea of tying him to my buddy bumper.
Seems legit, you know.
Absolutely. It's strong.
Because then we call the commercial cowboy, which is with Tarrant County, and they come out with a horse trailer and all that.
So just to elaborate, buddy bumper on your car, like the push bumper?
Yes,
yeah, it's a push bumper. We call them buddies.
Yeah.
Okay, so the push bumper on the front of your car.
Correct.
Hey, that's a hitch and post, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a great plan.
It's tied directly into the frame.
I underestimated the drive of a stud horse trying to get to a mare, and he ripped my bumper off of my patrol car.
Ripped it right off.
The good thing is that he couldn't jump the fence again with this with this push
your bumper with him.
Yes. So yeah, when the commercial cowboy did show up, he was like, "What in the world is going on with this horse running around dragging my buddy bumper?"
Poor guy. Cockblock.
How long did it take him to get him wrangled up?
Yeah, it took a minute. Yeah,
I bet he was worked up.
The horse was really worked up.
Frustrated, to say the least.
Frustrated.
Yeah, they had to put him in sideways.
Yeah.
So you have to do a memo, damage to city property kind of thing.
I did.
A horse
yeah.
ripped the bumper off of my car.
Kind of a dear chief letter.
Did you have to do a packet like the 15 packet?
No,
Between the mare and the horse?
No.
Oh, yeah, accident review board.
No, I didn't have to do that.
No,
It wasn't technically an accident.
No,
he did it on purpose.
I did it on purpose.
And I'll tell you what the weird thing about it was somebody else had probably tore that buddy bumper up and just put it back on there because they slide in.
Yeah.
Because I've had them where you pull them out.
Oh,
So
really?
it more than likely got damaged by somebody else and like just slide it back in, it'll be fine.
Mhm.
They
And
put
then-
bolts in it. Just
Yeah.
sitting there. Okay, and
What the brass don't know, don't hurt them, right?
welcome to Fort Worth, Chief Eddie Garcia.
Yeah, you go.
I figured we might as well.
My name's Jason Bell. Really?
I met Bell.
Bell will get a kick out of that.
Yeah.
Now, Brad, staying on the topic of animals. Oh, okay. You mentioned you had a story about stepping in a little dog waste.
Yeah, that was a very stinky story.
Cold and stinky. Story.
Cold and stinky. My partner and I, we went on a call, and it was in December. Everything was snowy and icy, and it was like 17 degrees.
Was this during Snowmageddon?
It could have been.
Could've
Yeah.
been.
Yeah. So we go to the call, and we luckily we were able to talk to this person at the front door. Lucky for them, I didn't have to go in their house, because unbeknownst to me at the time, I had stepped in dog crap in the front yard.
Awesome.
And I didn't realize it until we were finished with the call, and we got back in the car and started to drive off. And my partner kind of had like a weak stomach, and he immediately like opened the passenger door and started throwing up. And I'm still thinking, like, what the heck is going on? And I can smell it, but I mean, I think it's him.
It's like,
No,
Somebody
it's-
sharded.
No, it's me. And there is a big glob of it on my boot. And so with everything frozen over, we have a dilemma on how to get it off my boot. So we're driving 17 degrees with the windows down. And we happened to drive by an elementary school, that Rosemont Elementary, that they had left their sprinklers on. And so the whole football field out there was like a sheet of ice. So I promise you, if somebody had their cell phones out, they made some money off this one, because I jumped out of the patrol car and I went to run across the frozen football field.
Frozen tundra.
Frozen tundra. I bust my butt.
Of course. Yeah.
And then finally get over to the sprinkler so I could wash my boot off. And so it was quite the ordeal.
oh my gosh. I can see that happening though. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to get it off somehow.
You'll have to ask a lot about that.
Okay, I will.
Oh, was it Zach Lott?
Yes.
Oh man, we were in the academy together.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh no. Well, yeah, we heard all about Curtis's academy class last week.
I saw that episode. That was a good episode.
Now, Jimmy, you one of the stories you brought, you says Deaf John story was the title.
Yes, actually, these two were in on this one. So part of our duties as vice officers is to do what we call hoe patrol, and that's where we go out onto the streets and we pick up ladies of the night from street corners, and they get into the car, and the stroll, and we make cases for prostitution, and then they're arrested and taken to jail.
Unless they make an outcry for
Unless they
human
make an
trafficking.
outcry, human trafficking, if you're listening. then we bring them to you. Don't want to get in trouble here. But anyways, so, part of it, like you said, Steve, at the beginning, is to try to make this as fun as possible.
Oh, yeah.
So, we take turns and who's going to be the undercover. And that day it happened to be my turn. And I said, you know what, fellas, today I'm going to pretend that I'm deaf. And I'm going to pick these girls up.
It's no longer a priest. He's deaf this time.
That I'm deaf. Okay. And I'm even going to bring a pad of paper with me, and I'm going to write down what I want, which makes for great evidence, by the way.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So anyway, so we get out there. Well, these two, they're in the processing van, and they tell me, get us on an open line because we want to hear this, because this is going to be funny. And this was actually back before we were required to videotape all these encounters. So I pull up. What hotel was it in front of, Brad? Was it
It was down by the Luxury.
Yeah, it was down by the Luxury
on Lancaster.
And I pull up to this unsuspecting female and roll down the passenger side window. She comes up to the door. She goes, "What can I do for you, baby?" And I look at her and I go, "I'm deaf. I can't hear you." Just like that. And she goes, "What?" I go, "I'm deaf. I can't hear you." I'm just trying to sound as much like a deaf person as I can. I'm sorry if I offended.
We have lots
deaf
of deaf
people.
friends.
So. He's trying to sound like a deaf person.
Sound like a deaf person.
Okay.
So we go back and forth for a minute. I play the whole "I can't hear you," and then finally she just gets exasperated. She goes, "What do you want?" I go, hold on a minute. And so I get out my piece of paper, right, and I write on there, "How much for a blowjob?" And I hand it to her with the pen. And she looks at the paper, the pen, and she's thinking, it's got to be a trap, right? And Steve, she literally goes, she shrugs her shoulders like that, grabs it, writes $40 on it, hands it back to me. So I go, for $40? And she goes, yeah. I said, okay, get in the car. Well, that's not the funniest part of it.
You'd have to draw a picture of a car with the door open.
Once she gets in the car and I take off with her, waiting for the vice unit to catch up to pull me over to take her into custody, she goes, "Well, baby, if you're deaf, I know sign language."
Curtis and I are like, what are the odds? Lancaster knows sign language.
Some random chick on Lancaster, she knows sign language.
Did you say I'm blind now?
Steve, she starts doing this. I don't know what the hell she's doing, right?
Just nod your head.
And so what I pretended to do is I was driving, and whenever she'd quit moving her hands out of my peripheral, I'd look over at her and go, "I can't hear you," and then I'd keep driving. These two told me later, he said they were rolling because they said there was this moment of awkward silence after she said she knew Lancaster.
This is what she said later. She goes, "Oh, it's okay, baby. I know sign language."
You're listening to Offbeat, the light side of law enforcement. Visit us online at offbeatcopshow.com.
Let's talk to Daniel Cook now from Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. 833 Cook DFW is the phone number. The website is cookdfw.com. Now, Daniel, would you advise that someone call their insurance company immediately if something happens to their home?
Steve, that's a great question. And a lot of people don't fully understand what damage qualifies for within insurance guidelines. So we get a lot of storms, we get a lot of wind here, and not every one of those produce damage that the insurance company is going to qualify, or you may not even need to worry about. So I strongly urge clients, friends, anybody that's listening, please make sure you call us if all possible. We'd love to come out and make an assessment on your property, or call someone that you worked with before, because you don't want to get a zero file claim or a negative claim put into your claimability history. Anytime you file a claim, whether they pay you or not, it goes onto your insurability record, and you're able to run what's called a clue report when you have to then file for more insurance or change insurance companies, or even when you renew. All those items are looked at, and it can affect if you can actually get insurance and what your rate is. So super important. Make sure you call a contractor first, unless you just have tons of like physical, visible damage that you know is going to become a tornado, a fire, large amounts of broken windows, major damage that's you don't have to worry about being covered. But otherwise, if you just see some hail coming through or high winds, does not mean you need a claim, but let's call us out. We can double check and make sure your home is safe.
And you offer free roof inspections, right?
Our services are complimentary. We just want to make sure your home is safe. It may only take a few minutes out of your day to just give you peace of mind later on.
Very good. Give the professionals at Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration a call for any of those roofing, remodeling, or restoration needs. The number is 833-COOK-DFW. The website, cookdfw.com. Be sure to ask about the free first responder upgrade.
Hi, this is Joanne Jackson. My husband, Dallas Police Officer Brian Jackson, gave his life serving the city of Dallas in 2005. The RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation supports the families of Dallas and Fort Worth area police officers and firefighters who have selflessly fallen in the line of duty. To donate, please visit offbeatcopshow.com or treehouseonair.com and click on the link.
And we're back to more Offbeat, the light side of law enforcement. Steve here, my co-host for today, Detective Curtis Hadley.
Thanks for being here.
And we're joined with two guests in the studio. We've got Officer Jimmy Polyak.
Thank you.
And Officer Brad Sims.
Glad to be here.
Now, this segment of Offbeat, sponsored by our good friends at Alexander Financial Management. If you have questions about retirement planning, investment strategies, life insurance, or estate planning, check out Alexander Financial Management at alexfm.com. Again, that's alexfm.com. Thank you,
missed
Curtis.
your call, Curtis.
He really did. Curtis is...
I could just see him going, Sunday.
Yeah. It's like I told him, I got a face for radio, man. I promise you.
Sunday.
Don't we all?
In a world.
You should do voiceovers. You really should.
I'll look into it.
Yeah. Or read the book reading people or whatever. People read the books in.
I can barely read the back of a my shampoo bottle. So
okay.
Rinse, repeat. Got it.
And you're a detective.
Yeah, it's scary, isn't it? I told you it's not hard.
You can't read. He can't hear.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We make a great team. What's
Father,
that movie
Son, Holy
with,
Ghost. Thank you.
That movie with who was it?
Oh, hear no evil, see no evil.
See
Yes.
no evil.
Yes. Oh, Gene Wilder, man.
Yeah.
God rest your soul.
Was it
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. Yep.
Oh, those are some good times.
Dude,
man.
that was when it was slapstick stuff, man.
Yeah.
The stuff today has nothing on those shows.
It really doesn't.
Rodney Dangerfield,
I could watch his movies all day long. Here's
Yeah.
comedy. Yep.
Caddyshack.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of comedy, and we just mentioned Caddyshack. We had a little gopher on there. Brad, kind of your theme for the day has been animals thus far, and I understand you got a story about dog CPR.
I do, Steve. So we got a call about a guy's dog that was it was in a bad way. He was kind of dying, and so we come in not really knowing what to expect, and so there ended up being several of us on that call, and so we come into this guy's house, and he is in just a panic, and he's telling us that his dog is dying, and we've got to help him. And we all look at each other like, I don't know what to do, but I just really felt the need to, try to put this guy at ease.
Yeah, you got to do something.
I got to do something. I mean, you call the cops. You expect them to do something.
We're supposed to have the answers.
We're supposed to have all the answers. So I jump in the action, and I get down there and start giving the dog CPR.
Now, are you doing chest compressions, or are you giving mouth to mouth?
I'm doing
Snout to mouth.
I'm doing chest compressions, and I'm just close to his snout and like blowing in his nose.
And you got the fire department en route, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Or
No.
were they already there, Brad?
So this goes on, and the dog is actually having a seizure.
Okay, so the dog's just having a seizure. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
Was it convulsing?
Yes.
So the dog wasn't really dying. The dog's just having a seizure.
No, he was really dying.
Oh,
It's just like a seizure prior to dying.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Power of Crest compels you.
So this goes on for like 10 minutes because the guy's still in a panic. Meanwhile, the other cops that are there they're trying to keep a straight face because this guy's just in a panic. I'm down there on my knees, doing chest compression and blowing in his snout. And it comes to a point where the dog obviously passes. And so when that happened, he expelled his bodily functions and everything. I'm still trying to do CPR, and so finally I stop and I look at the guy and I'm just like, "Sir, I'm sorry. I did everything I could, but I think he's gone." And the guy's just like, "Oh my God. And he opens the refrigerator and like we think he's going to grab a beer, but he grabs a Dr. Pepper and he downs this Dr. Pepper, and it had been raining cats and dogs. No pun intended.
Yeah.
And so I step out of the back door, and there's a big trash can there, and the lid is upside down and it's full of rainwater. And I'm actually taking off my gloves and going to throw them away in this trash can. And so I move the lid, and the water hits, and of course everybody inside thinks that I'm outside vomiting. It was really just the just the trash can lid, but the afterwards is what was funny. And talking about it, it wasn't funny that the dog died and all that, but just in talking about it, and they're like, I can't believe you did CPR on a dog, and like, how did you know to do that? And I'm like, I mean, I had to do something, right? And then they're like, why did you go outside and throw up though? And I'm like, I didn't throw up. That was a trash can lid, and it just sounded like it when I was throwing away my gloves. But it's just the stuff you can't make up, Steve.
Yeah. It's sad that he lost his dog.
It is.
We love animals on the show.
Absolutely.
And obviously I've started a zoo at my house, but
Got 3 dogs myself.
Yeah. And Brad, you said you did a year in canine, right?
I did.
They didn't train you for CPR?
Actually, they did a lot of training on. We had to spend a week in the veterinarian hospital.
Good.
So they teach you a lot of first aid and everything. But that call was prior to going in the canine.
Oh, okay.
It's pure instincts.
Yeah,
He was natural.
Maybe that's why you made canine. Your CPR skills on dogs.
Who knows?
Dare I move back to Jimmy here, Curtis?
Oh, absolutely.
You had God, I don't even know where to go here. I've got a whole list. What is the excited to see me story?
Well, this was a little bit more involved, but this was back in my patrol days. And there was one particular guy, I'm going to call him William. I won't give his whole name. But him and he was just fresh out of prison. in his mid
You were both
20s.
out of prison?
Huh?
Said you and him were both out of prison?
No, he was.
Oh,
William.
gotcha.
Well, he was.
I was thinking it was his
Problem if I was.
partner at first.
I'm just,
I was on a program, that the
he and I were
department
just
had
out of prison.
put out of prison.
He was on work
convict,
release and he was an
work release.
officer.
But William was a guy fresh out of prison, and I had run into him twice in a 2-week period. Once was on a traffic stop where he got arrested. Wasn't my call. I just came to assist on the stop. And him and I had gotten to talking on the stop. I mean, he was an amicable enough fellow, right?
Sure.
But William grew up in Stop 6 and he liked to represent. So he actually tattooed an octagon in the center of his forehead with a 6 in it for Stop 6. So this is the intelligence level we're dealing with here. Okay. And then a couple of weeks
neighborhood
later,
pride.
and a couple of weeks later, we ran into him on a burglary in progress. Him and 2 other guys had broken into a house and they got followed, and we ended up tracking them down to this apartment complex and catching them. And so that was twice in 2 weeks. We had pretty, intimate conversations with one another. He'd been arrested twice. Well, that was in October 2015. In January or February of 2026, my partner and I were at the jail booking somebody in, and I walked by the felony tank, and some guy goes, "Hey!" He starts waving his hands at me, like, and it wasn't like, most of the time you walk by and they're calling you some slur, or they're trying to get your goat, or they're trying to. He actually looked happy to see me, right? Like, and I remember thinking, man, that's
my guy.
That's freaking weird,
Willie.
Like, and I didn't get a good look at him. I just remember it's freaking weird, like that. So I walked by him again, and he does it again. He goes, hey, come over here. And I was just ignored him. And about the 3rd time he did that, I walked over and I go, "Hey, do I freaking know you?" And he comes close to the felony tank, and I see the Stop 6, and I go, "William, what's up, buddy?" And he goes, "Yeah, man, remember me? You arrested me twice." Like we're long lost buds, and he was glad I'd arrested him, right?
3rd time's a charm.
And so I said, "Well, William," I said, "what are you in here for?" And he goes, "You'll never believe it." And I said, "Well,
Try me.
I said, "I've heard a lot of stuff." He goes, "I'm in here for the big one." And I said, "The big one?" He goes, "What's the big one?" He goes, "Murder." And I said, "Man, I'm impressed." I said,
Stepped up your game.
I said, who are you supposed to have killed? Because it's never them, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Man, you won't believe the story." So what do I do as a good officer? I go look his name up on the report system to find them.
And then, so this guy's sitting there, he's in the felony tank, and he's just bragging to you, hey,
like we were long lost buddies because I've arrested him twice. I mean, you can't make, like Brad said,
that's a bond.
You can't make up this stuff,
That's a bond right there.
It's a bond. Yeah, I'll give you that.
So,
oh man. Well, Brad, I mean, since we're on the topic of weapons here, and I guess hotels to some degree, you brought a story, Radisson swords.
Yeah, Steve, that was an interesting one. So we get called to the Radisson Hotel, which is on Alta Mesa, just north of, or just east of 35. And there's a guy in the lobby. He had brought a duffel bag of swords,
plural.
Okay. And he was very irate with the hotel people because they were refusing to give him a room, mainly because he didn't want to pay for it because he believed that he owned the hotel.
I would want to pay for it either if I owned the hotel.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently somebody didn't get the memo that he owned it.
So we kind of triangle him and, start trying to calm him down. And while we're trying to talk to him, he goes into a fighting stance, kind of crouches down, and informs us that he is Kung Fu Panda.
The Kung Fu Panda.
The
Crouching Tiger, Hidden
Kung,
Dragon.
Kung Fu Panda.
Did you ask him for his autograph?
Like the Jack Black Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. So he starts doing these what he thinks are kung fu moves and everything in the air, kicking in the air, and so we're just kind of letting him put on a show and scream and yell at us and everything.
Yeah, let him tire himself out.
So finally, I step up and I was like, "All right, guys, it's time. It's go time.
Shut this down."
Yeah. So we decide to tase him. So I tell him to get down, and of course he doesn't. And he gives me the old, "Come on," So I tase him. It's effective, but he rips the cords and jumps up and starts charging me. I've got a little bit of mixed martial arts background, so as he's charging me, I gave him a nice shoulder throw, put him on the ground, and
so wait a minute. You took down Kung Fu Panda?
I did. I did.
With his bag of swords.
Well, luckily he hadn't reached into his bag of swords yet, because he was Kung Fu Panda, so he thought he didn't need them.
I'm impressed, Brad. You took down the Kung Fu Panda.
We haven't told Disney yet.
Well, so here's where the funny part happens. A little backstory. The prior call, we had left the call and we went to 7-Eleven, and I look over, and this was back in 2015 when President Trump was running the first time. And I look over by the dumpster, and there is a perfect shape Trump piñata over there by the dumpster. And so I was like, "Oh, sweet." So I grabbed the Trump piñata and I put it in the back of my patrol car. So it looks like I've got Trump in the back seat of my patrol car. And then before I could do anything else, we got dispatched to the Radisson call. So while we're wrestling with this guy on the ground and getting him in cuffs and everything, of course, the other officers are, calling for backup and everything. So sergeants come out and everything else. So by the time we're walking him out of the Radisson, and of course he's still yelling that, he's Kung Fu Panda and everything else. And of course, everybody's starting to chuckle. And I forgot about the Trump piñata in the back of my car. So I opened the back of the car and I'm like, "Oh crap," because sergeants are there and everything. So I have to get the Trump piñata out of the car to put him in the back seat. And of course the sergeants are going, what in the world is going on, Sims? And so it was quite the laugh. And the Trump piñata actually stayed in our roll call room for about 6 months.
I always wonder where that come from. I saw it over there.
Did you eventually take it home with you? You still have it at home?
No. Somebody took it. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, I was planning on taking that home as a memento.
For some reason though, when you were telling that story, you said the three of y'all were triangulating around. In my head, the song that was playing was "Everybody Was Kung Fu Fighting."
Yeah.
Well, in patrol, you'd come across a lot of things. You'd find a lot of things laying on the side of the road. I remember responding to an accident. This is out on 635 one day. I was responding to an accident, and I had pulled up. As I was walking up to the vehicles involved, on the shoulder of the roadway, there was if you guys remember, people would get those, I don't know, they weren't brass, they're metal ball sacks that people would hang on their
what?
metal ball sack.
Oh, yeah,
that you
yeah.
hang on the
metal
trailer
scrotums.
hitch.
Yeah.
Scrotums.
Scrotums,
Like
yeah.
like this truck's got nuts.
Yeah,
yeah.
This truck's got balls.
Well, as I'm walking up to these vehicles, I look off to my right, and they're on the ground. I mean, there's a big ass scrotum laying on the on the ground, and I picked it up. I'm like, okay,
Why
yeah,
wouldn't you?
yeah, exactly.
Did it come off? Did it come off the car that was wrecked?
So no, it didn't. It just
Oh.
there's all sorts of stuff falls off, the parts that fall off cars in LBJ. Anyway, so I picked it up and went ahead and went back to my car to go stick it in the trunk of my squad. And there was a DPS trooper who was backing me up the time he pulled up, and he got out of his car and he was just laughing. He walked up and like, oh yeah, this is good prank material here. Anyways, went up, we handled the accident, got back to my station. At this point in time, we were still driving Crown Vics, but supervisors had SUVs, lieutenant's trucks right there, closest to the door to go in. And
You installed.
oh yeah, absolutely. Didn't have anything to hang them with, so I'm out there with crime scene tape, finding a way to tie it onto the hitch on the back of his
man.
truck. Anyways, he got a kick out of that.
Was
But
it
yeah,
a sergeant or lieutenant?
it's a lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
So
Yeah.
if you have a set of those in your truck and you get in a wreck and they fall off, would that be essentially being neutered?
Yeah.
Got your balls cut off.
Yeah.
This is Offbeat, the light side of law enforcement. Check us out online at offbeatcopshow.com.
Planning for the future is challenging, and getting where you want to go in life requires strategies built around your unique financial needs. Alexander Financial Management is here to help you reach your goals. As fiduciaries, Alexander Financial Management will pursue the best solutions for you, no exception. While their decades of experience and service are available to everyone, Alexander Financial especially wants to help first responders and their families. The founder is a former police officer, and the executive team includes a retired fire captain and a retired police officer. Their extensive background in public service gives a deep understanding of the public retirement systems of Texas. So for retirement planning, investment strategies, life insurance, and estate planning, Alexander Financial Management has your back, so you can look forward. Get more info at alexfm.com. That's alexfm.com. Investment advisory services offered through Transcend LLC, a registered investment advisor. TE3 and Alexander Financial are not affiliated entities. Insurance products and services are not offered through TE3, but are offered and sold through individually licensed and appointed agents.
And we're back to more Offbeat, the light side of law enforcement. We're joined with two guests today. We've got Officer Jimmy Polyak
It's been fun to be here, Steve.
and Officer Brad Sims.
Glad to be here, Steve.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun having you guys on here today. Who knows how we're going to close out the show today?
Oh, you never know.
But before we get to that, if you've not checked out our website, go to it, check it out. It's offbeatcopshow.com. Offbeatcopshow.com. There you go. We got a little bit more enthusiasm the second go around. I caught you sleeping.
You put me on the spot.
Caught you sleeping that time.
Put me on the dot.
Put you
I see what you did there.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm going back to priesthood. Good Lord, Curtis. All right.
I absolve you of your sins, my child.
Thank you, Father, for I had sinned.
Do we have some water we can sprinkle on this child down here on the
It
end?
better be holy water.
We got some energy drink. Okay. Anyways, going back to the website. There on the website, you can listen to all episodes, as well as on the top of the website, there's a link for the RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation. I invite you to click on the link, check out the foundation. Foundation established many years ago, provides a monetary benefit to the families of our fallen police and firefighters here in the Dallas-Fort Worth areas. Covers 10 counties. So very important, guys. Again, check out the link for the RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation. I'd encourage you to make a donation. Also, if you're an officer and you've got a funny story you'd like to come on the show and share with our listeners, send us an email. That's offbeatcopshow@gmail.com. Again, offbeatcopshow@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. If you're watching the show on YouTube, then click that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Anything else?
We're still waiting on MySpace. They have not
Curtis,
accepted us.
you and your MySpace.
I'm bringing it back, baby.
Bringing
Make
sexy
it come
back.
Yeah, you know it.
Okay.
Shout out to you, Tom.
Brad, there's been some build up to this story here, and we're going to finish off today's show with the story you've got titled "Bitch Slap."
Yeah, Steve. We've all worked with officers that were very
Abrasive.
overzealous.
No way.
They the power of being a police officer kind of goes through their head, and everybody has to go to jail. Well, I worked with an officer that was very much like that. Very knowledgeable in the penal code, but there was no black and white. Like, everybody had to go to jail. You got one warrant, you're going to jail. So he was. Everybody knew his personality and all, and so I went to a call with him, and it was a 16-year-old female that the mother had called because she just couldn't do anything with her, and we get there, and the 16-year-old female is sitting outside on the steps, and I was the assist, so I was letting that officer run the show, which he liked to do anyway. So he's talking to her, and we're trying to get background and everything of what's going on, and she basically said some explicits to him, and he made her stand up, and he proceeded to inform her that he is an officer of the law and she will respect his authority.
Oh.
And just about the time he got that out, she let him have it. Bitch slapped him right across his face. And so we arrested her and everything, but the funny part of this story was our sergeant at the time. So in reviewing the Axon video, he took the slap and slowed it down in the slow-mo and saved it as like a screensaver on his computer where he could watch it every day. And anytime somebody would come by his office, he was like, come here. Did you see the bit slap on this officer? And would show it. He got so much play out of that.
You will respect my authority.
That's exactly the way it was. Yeah.
Wow.
It happens.
And to touch on what you said at the beginning of that, it's not everybody needs to go to jail. Not everybody needs a ticket.
Right.
Some people definitely do. By all means, you can talk yourself into jail.
Right.
But that's why we have discretion out there in the world.
Exactly.
You can't get rid of the human aspect of it, the human part of it. Now, something, guys, that I had mentioned at the start of the show, so I'm going to go back on my word here. I said we were going to close out the show with that. Jimmy, you brought a story today, dancing in my underwear.
Dun dun dun.
Finish.
Right, so this is another Vice story, and this was on another human trafficking detail that we were doing at a hotel where we got escorts to come in and make deals with. And again, you try to make these as entertaining as possible. So while we were doing the prep work for this during the week before the weekend, when we did the detail, I said, guys, I'm gonna get a girl up there, and I'm gonna get her to dance to George Michael's "Careless Whispers" for me. and yeah, everybody know what we're talking
Great
about.
song.
right?
Great
Right.
song, man.
And anyways, and so I don't know what happened, but the dare just kind of started taking a life of its own. And some guy said, "Well, Paulie, I bet you won't dance in front of her to Careless Whispers."
Oh.
And I said, I bet I will.
Game on.
And they said, "I bet you won't strip dance to Careless Whispers in front of her." And I said, "I bet I will." And so we did the weekend, right? And I got a girl to come up there, and kind of my shtick, Steve, to make the case is I'd always kind of loosen them up by telling them, "Hey, tell me like the weirdest story that you've ever heard, while out on dates," right? Because what I tell them is I got a buddy next door, and
He's a priest.
and yeah, he's a priest. And, we're up here from Lubbock. I got family from Lubbock, so I just always go back to Lubbock, right? And I said, we're up here from Lubbock working a construction job, and he's getting a date too, because it's just what dudes do when they're out of town,
Absolutely.
And I said, so he's going to ask his date the same question, right? And whoever's got the best story gets a steak dinner from the other guy. So
Okay.
then you get them bought in. So now they want you to win, right?
Absolutely.
So they start telling
Yeah.
you
Skin in this
they
game.
start telling you some weird stories, And so anyway, she tells me a story that I might save for another show because it takes a little time. But anyway, so she tells me a pretty good story. One of the best that I've ever heard doing that.
Wow.
And so I told her, I said, here's another thing too. I said, we're going to throw in like another $100 or something like that. My buddy bet me. I told her, I said, my buddy bet me that I wouldn't strip dance to the song Careless Whispers to you. And she goes, well, what's that song? She's kind of younger, right? She doesn't know George Michael's or so I get my phone and I pull it up on YouTube, play for, oh yeah, I've heard that song before. She said, let's do it. Let's win you this bet, honey. And so we get on the bed, right? I've already got the case, and I start playing the song, and I start taking clothes off, right? And I've got my pants off. My underwear's still on, but I got my pants off, got my outer shirt off, and I'm on the bed just flailing around. I mean, I'm a typical white guy. I don't have a bit of rhythm in me, right? And she's going, yeah, baby, go. And about that time, CTU walks into the room to take me into custody. And who's at the front of the line again? Raina. So Raina comes in and goes, ma'am. And he sees me just flailing around like I don't know what on the bed. And he's trying so hard not to laugh,
composure.
but he can't do it. He starts going, he just starts busting out laughing. Their sergeant comes in behind him. He's the last one in the room. He takes a look at me. He just turns around and walks out.
Yeah. Can't handle this.
I do remember the video because we played it several times.
Yeah.
And it was hard to watch.
Yeah, it was very
just
hard.
the first 3 times. So that was fine.
So. It was not my best moment, but it sure was funny.
Jimmy, you're a man of many skills.
Yes.
A master of disguises.
We also learned that day brown and back, yellow in front.
Oh, lucky I had clean underwear on, huh?
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, that's...
Raina says later, he goes, why is it that I'm always the first one in?
Yeah, you should learn a lesson.
Poor CTU on not knowing what to expect when they come into the opera room.
All right, guys, that's what we got for today's show. Jimmy, Brad, it's been a pleasure having you guys in.
We've loved being here, Steve. Thanks.
Liked it very much.
All right, guys, till next time, keep it real, keep it funny, stay safe, and watch each other 6.